All right, guys, welcome to the MMA OB Daily Podcast, Monday, June 19th, 2023. Here with Big Marcel. We're going to preview UFC Jacksonville, Emmett versus Topuria. Apologies for the technical difficulties, guys. I hope this works, Marcel. I really hope this works. This should work. We should be able to do the podcast right now. And
so far it works, so let's pray.
let's freaking pray. I got my phone connected, guys, so this should work. We got Sign Collectibles in the chat. And again, I apologize to that, guys. I had no idea that people were even in the chat. I couldn't even see the chat. So, it was royally fucked. But we're back, and let's hope that there's no more technical difficulties, guys. Let's really hope. Anyways, Marcel, how you doing, man? You ready to break down this card? I know you like this one, so give me your thoughts overall. I always ask you heading into this one. It looks like a good fight night card, right?
Yeah, man. They're always stacking those ABC cards. I feel like, it's a fun fight night card. Looking forward to it, and... yeah, should be good. It should be good. Some good fights also on the prelims, even fights on the prelims that I think should be on the main card. But yeah, fun fights.
I'm gonna take some comments really quick, and we'll get into the breakdowns, guys. We got Knox, we got Crazy Pato. All the regulars here. Looks a lot better. I look a lot better. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I'm just joking. What's up, John? How's it going? Yeah, I'm glad. Switched to my phone. I guess my internet was just down, or someone apparently messaged Marcel and said someone in the house is watching porn and taking up all the what's it called, bandwidth. So possibly, I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, it's all 8 out of 10. Yeah, I agree with that. 8.5, something like that. I think it's a good card. Glad to hear it, Joe. Yeah, O'Brien looked really skinny. I mean, clearly he's not on the horse meat anymore. So yeah, glad to have you here, Hype. Patrick, what's up, man? Just wanted to always acknowledge you guys. Antoine, happy late Father's Day. I mean, I appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot, Patrick. Kind of you, man. Appreciate it, buddy. Did you guys hear about Edward and Veznikov? Yeah, it's on Contender Series. I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken, is it?
No. That's the Edward Fratanian against Artur Resnikov.
No, my bad. I'm thinking about that guy that got the new Joshua Van fight. What's his name? He starts with an R2, doesn't it?
Oh, that's Rickson Zenedin.
Yeah. My apologies, guys. I got it mixed up. But anyways, best ADC card. Maybe. I mean, they've been pretty good, I think, man. The one in Charlotte was really good. So we'll see. Marcel, you don't have kids. No, Marcel is. He doesn't have kids.
I'm still a kid myself, pretty much.
Yeah, he's a baby.
I'm like a 33-year-old kid, but no, I don't have kids.
Vatarian should have been UFC years ago. Is that?
Yeah, I agree. Edward Fratanian, yeah, it's good.
My apologies. So that's interesting. Happy Father's Day for being the father of fight announcements. There you go, Marcel. There you go. I like that. Yeah, the card starts at 12 p.m. Eastern, guys, so just note that. All right, let's get into it. Again, Marcel says there's a different bout order that's going to come out. UFC Stats has the old one, but the real first fight of the night, apparently, Marcel, is Cody Brundage against Cedric Dumas, right? I believe that's what you said. So I'm going to pull up the odds for this fight right now. This fight was short notice, guys. Dumas had another opponent, and Brundage took the fight on, super short notice. Despite that, Brundage is favored here, minus 205, Cedric Dumas plus 175. So coming in on super short notice. Actually, man, I'll be honest. He's a bigger middleweight, so I thought they might have did a catchweight here or a middleweight or a light heavyweight fight potentially. But I don't know. Was he cutting weight already? I don't know what's going on here. But this is going to be a big weight cut for this guy, and he's still favored by quite a bit. So what do you think about these odds? What do you think about this fight, man?
It's a fun fight, I feel like Cedric Dumas, he's from Florida, right? So you'll probably have the crowd with him. Yeah, the odds, I can't agree with them. If you look at Cedric Dumas' fight in the UFC against Josh Fremd, I think it was really underwhelming. I expected more from him. I think you did as well. He got a good win against Mate Penas in the Dana White Contender Series, but that Penas guy, he's a kickboxer pretty much, I honestly think Dumas has a chance if he knocks out Cody early, but if the fight hits the ground, I think Cody submits him. That's pretty much how I see it going, and I think Cody gets it to the ground. So I'll favoring Cody here. I would say a submission in the first or second round for Cody, but he has to watch out for the power of Dumas. If Dumas hits him and he can tag him, he can also knock him out. But I take Cody here via submission. This fight doesn't go 3 rounds, I think.
Yeah, I don't see it going 3 rounds either. The fight was some saying the pick 'em odds yesterday. That's what I saw, but now it's nice 205. There's some other fights with some crazy line movement that we'll get to in a second here. But So you picked Cody, right? You said.
Yeah, submission. Yeah,
I'm picking him 2 by submission as well because we saw that weakness in Dumas's last fight. But like, there's no way, fucking hell, I would lay minus 205 and Cody Brundage. There's no way. I can't. I'm picking him to win because we've seen him get wins in the UFC. He's got some power. He's got the submissions. He's supposed to be a good grappler, but man, this guy is really chinny. He's not great, on the ground himself when he gets taken down. He's supposed to be a really good wrestler, but can get taken down and controlled. Yeah, man, I'm not really impressed by either guy. I'll be honest. At first, this fight was on the main card. I was like, why is this third on the card? It doesn't make sense. I guess because they think there's going to be finished, but then they moved it to the first fight, which I think is where it should be. Brundage loses, he's probably going to get cut. So it's he needs a win. Dumas, I don't know, man. I mean, not sure what to think about this guy, man. I think he's probably better than what we saw in the debut. He could pull it off. I think he's definitely a live dog, especially at these odds. Kind of crazy odds. I think it's more of like Brundage, like minus 130, minus 140. That's where I'd favor him. So I don't see value on him here. I'll still pick him, though. And you're right. I don't see the fight going the distance. But I'll take Brundage by submission as well. But, yeah, I'm not laying minus 205 and Cody Brundage, guys. No way. All right, well, the next fight here, we got Tatsuro Taira versus Clayton Rodriguez at flyweight. I think this is a great fight. I feel like this fight should be on the main card. This would be a real showcase for these two guys who are two of the better prospects, especially, obviously, Taira here, Marcel, coming in as a minus 275 favorite over Clayton Rodriguez, plus 230. I'll start on this one. I really like the fight. Clayton's a really good prospect, too. Had a great win over Shane Ross in his last fight. And then obviously the Cedric Vergara fight, he lost the decision, but it was very competitive. He could have easily won that fight in the scorecards. He had like a calf slicer in that fight. He's dangerous everywhere. He's a good fighter, man. But Taira is like next level prospect, right? Taira is looked amazing in the UFC. He's undefeated, 13-0, 3-0 in the UFC, 2 submission wins his last 2 fights. Great grappler. He's got some power on the feet as well. He can wrestle you, can submit you. He's just really, really good. And how can you not pick him here? He should win this fight. I do like Rodriguez. I'm a little surprised that they would make this fight, to be honest, because I think they're both prospects on the rise, but Taira should win. He should be able to take this guy down. I don't know if he'll submit him. It's possible. If not, he'll win the decision. I would say like decision or submission are the most likely outcomes here. But I really like Taira here. I think he's a guy that I absolutely think wins this fight, Marcel. So I think he takes him down, beats him with the wrestling. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. I think the first thought I had was like, why the hell is this fight so low? Then it was actually supposed to be the first fight of the night, and for the Japanese viewer, it's the most convenient to have Taira at that moment of time because then it's just past midnight. If it's later on the card, it's very late. But now they have another first fight, so it's really weird to me. Yeah, I like Taira a lot. I think we both do. Also, like Taira actually didn't have any problem with. Listen, MMA man doesn't work, but both have fought Vergara. Taira didn't have any problems with him. And Clayton Rodriguez, I honestly picked Clayton to win that fight, and I thought he won the fight, but Vergara got it. So, yeah. I like Clayton a lot, but man, Taira is a special kind of fighter in my opinion. I really like the dude. What I saw so far, he's really slick. Wasn't that early in the guillotine choke? Remember against what's his name, Aguilar? Came out of it and does himself. Really good fighter. I also think he gets a finish here. I would say a little bit later than we think, maybe third round submission.
Yeah, that's possible. Like I said, I think it's going to be decision or submission. They're both likely. I think he wins. I'm looking at the comments. Most people think he wins too. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got. Oh, this one's an interesting fight, actually. Interesting fight. Curious to hear your thoughts on this one, man. We got Jamal Emmers taking on Jack Jenkins at featherweight, and the odds for this fight have. Let's see here right now. Jenkins or Emmers, excuse me, minus 190 favorite. Jack Jenkins plus 160 underdog here. I was gonna say I was watching James's podcast earlier. Tapology had the odds wrong for this fight because they had it switched. It wasn't his fault. They had it switched. One sec. I just want to see if they fixed the odds here, Marcel. No, the odds on Tapology are wrong, Marcel. You should fix them. They're switched around. They're switched. Jenkins and Emmers, the odds are wrong. They should be switched around. Emmers is the favorite, and just getting into it here, I favor him too. I think he should be favored here, right? Like he should be. And the reason why is he has 100% takedown defense, and that's through like 4 or 5 fights they've been recorded. And I know he hasn't fought like pure grapplers, but he did fight Pat Sabatini. The guy in his last fight, he had that crazy record. went there, dismantled him. He's an underrated fighter, man. He's got that win over Corey Sandhagen, tons of experience, 25 fights. Jack Jenkins, he's a pretty good fighter. Obviously, known for the low kicks. He had a great performance at Contender. I wasn't super impressed by the fight with Don Chainez. It was a pretty good performance, but I also think he showed some flaws in that fight as well. And that guy's not in the UFC anymore, so Jenkins got a chance here. There's no doubt, but I think Ember should be favored. I don't love minus 175 on him, or minus 190. Excuse me, that's what it is right now. But I favor him to win. I think he wins the decision. What do you think, man?
I switched it, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. I kind of think that a lot of people, and myself included, we underestimated Amers, and man, I remember he had that close fight with Giga Chikadze, remember? And
Yep.
last time Ashkabov had nothing for it, extremely padded record. Jack Jenkins, he had a fun fight against Don Chainez, but I'm not really high. I don't really rank Don Chainez very high. I think he's cut now from the UFC as well. I feel like Amber's going to win this, man. When I saw this fight, I was like, Jack Jenkins is a fun fighter, but man, I got to go with Amers, Amers is kind of an underrated guy. I got to be honest, man, sometimes he's a little bit inconsistent, that's why he gets underrated a lot, but he's solid, I'm picking him, man. I think he wins a decision.
Yeah, I think so too. We have the same pick here. Antoine likes him. Yeah, he's a little bit older. He's 34, I want to say 33, but 33. He's turning 34 next month. But yeah, he's still like a good underrated fighter. Sorry, you're gonna say something, right? What's up?
No.
Pato, I mean, Jenkins got good kicks, but I don't know, man. Like I don't think it's a safe pick at all. I mean, he could win. He definitely has a chance as an underdog. He's a live dog. That's why I don't know if I can bet Amers, but I favor him to win. I think the odds are right. I'm glad you switched that, by the way. What happened there? Do you know what happened? Like,
I have no idea, dude.
Thing was just the wrong spot, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, Marcel. We have Julian. Oh no, excuse me. We got Trevor Peek taking on Chepe Mariscal, who's making his UFC debut here on short notice, filling in for Victor Martinez, who I absolutely think would have been brutally knocked out by Trevor Peek. That was a clear setup fight. This one's interesting, guys. So I'm looking at the odds right now. Yesterday, they came out yesterday, I believe, or 2 days ago. It was like minus 200 Trevor Peek. Now it's a pick 'em. It's a minus 110 each. So that's really intriguing to me. Is it because Sharp? Because I've seen some breakdown videos from other guys that did their show already, and it seemed like if some of the Sharps were on Mariscal here, as an underdog. Now the line's a pick 'em, or is there some sort of injury or something? Like, what's going on with this line? It's a little weird. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's because Sharps are hitting the line, and that's why it's a pick 'em now. But I'll be honest, man. So Mariscal's a guy that I've heard about for a while. Obviously, he's been in LFA, Marcel. I'll start on this one, Marcel, obviously.
Yeah, go ahead. Of course.
I've heard about him for a long time. If I'm not mistaken, his girlfriend was on The Ultimate Fighter, right?
Claire Guthrie?
Yes, that's the one. Okay, so I remember seeing him on the show as well, and she's like, oh, he's a pro fighter. Obviously, LFA, he's fought some really good fighters throughout his career. I mean, he's got, but a lot of losses to good fighters. He does have some good wins, like Sabatini. Zalala's a pretty good win. He's looked good lately too, man. He's won 3 straight fights, right? He's looked really good getting the knockouts, but he's a guy who's been knocked out 3 times himself. Coming here at super short notice. I pick him price. Trevor Peek, he's never lost before, right? All his wins are by knockout. We know he's a fucking dog. He's going to fight for your money. We've seen him get hurt against Malik Lewis and then against Eric Gonzalez out wrestled, but still managed to get up and both times persevere and knock them out brutally. I just find it hard to bet against him. That's the thing here. Like, I think he's pretty good. I don't think he's amazing because he's not technical at all, but he's got just sheer power and heart, and that can win you fights. But again, the line's really crazy here because it's a pick 'em now. I guess people think Mariscal is going to be able to survive the onslaught and get to the second round or third round and probably finish Peek. I don't see the fight going 3 rounds. Peek, the way he fights, there's no way. Having said that, Marcel, I mean, I still favor Trevor Peek though. Despite all the line movement, despite Mariscal being probably the better overall fighter, it's possible you could say that. But again, I just think the durability is not great. He's been knocked out 3 times. He's fighting a guy with crazy power who will move forward, who will throw punches with reckless abandon, who will go for that win. And I have to go with Trevor Peek here at minus 110. That's my pick here, man. What do you think?
think it's a difficult one. I think Mariscal is a lot better than a lot of people think he is.
Yep.
But it's super short notice, man. And I think Peak probably lands a knockout blow somewhere in the first or second round, and he might put him away. But man, Mariscal in the full training camp against Peak might be a different story.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah.
I mean, he was training for a fight last month, but the fight got canceled. Like, I'm assuming he's in good shape, but again, super short notice. Like, for a guy that UFC they were trying to get Peak that win, by the way, for sure, against Victor Martinez. They would have caught him, I think, that guy, had he lost. I feel like this is a harder fight, to be honest with you, but I still favor him, right? But again, the line movement's really crazy here, guys. The line movement is really, really crazy. So be a little cautious, because that line movement does. There's a few fights on this card with crazy line movement. We'll talk about them later, but this one, Peak went for -200 pick him. I think it's because sharps are hitting it, but if there's an injury or something, maybe someone knows about it. I don't know. Anyways, something to keep in mind. 5 of Arscal's 6 losses, guys that have been in UFC. Yeah, I mean, he's like a guy that's been around for a long time, right? But finally gets his shot. He's got powers that dog in him. I agree, completely agree. He's not the most technical guy. We saw those hammer fists. Remember, like he's just beating the guy Eric Gonzalez. I get it. He's got flaws, guys. Like Malik Lewis again was winning that fight, and then he came back and won. And then Eric Gonzalez took him down, but he's got that dog in him. He will fight for your dollar, just like this guy says. He'll fight for your dollar. He'll fight for your dollar because he wants the money too. So. Got to pick him here. Have to. Would you guys take a 3 days short notice fight the UFC called you up, or do a full camp for Contender? I'd rather do the UFC probably, because you could lose either fight, but at least you're in the UFC.
Yeah, in the UFC, if it's short notice, you got like 12 or 14K, and the Contender you got 5K. So.
5 and 5. Yeah, it's garbage. So, I mean, for Contender, it's not bad, but it's still not good overall. All right, go to the next fight here. We got Zhalgas Zhumagulov taking on Joshua Van, another guy who's stepping in here on short notice, Marcel. Obviously, Zhalgas was supposed to fight last week against Felipe Bunes, who tested positive for something. He says apparently he's got some excuse as to why he tested positive, but yeah, I mean, that's not great. Oh, Tapology needs to update the photo, it says, Marcel, with the new haircut. So there you go, if you can change that picture. Anyways, the odds for this one have Zhalgas at -180, Van at +155. I'll start again just because I just taped Van yesterday. I mean, he's definitely an intriguing prospect, man. He's only 21. Changed out that 4-ounce Fight Club. A lot of really good fighters there. Only 21, remember that. So he can make massive improvements. He's been pro for 2 years. Actually, less than 2 years. The guy's already in the UFC, and he turned pro in October 2021. So really good prospect. He was actually supposed to fight on Contender, and they signed to the UFC to fill on short notice. But yeah, good striking, a lot of power. The ground game, though, I mean, that one fight he lost, and it's on, I think it was on YouTube or Fight Pass, can't remember, against this Jackson guy in Fury FC. Yeah, you got to wrestle badly, right? So I think that's what Zhalgas will do here. He's just going to try to wrestle him. The thing with Zhalgas is I don't think he's amazing. I mean, his record shows that 1-5 in the UFC, but we know those fights are really, competitive fights. They likely should have had at least 2 wins, if not 3 of those decisions going his way. Does worry the judges don't like his style for whatever reason, but should have won those fights. And tons of experience against high-level guys. Tons of experience going the distance as well. And he's a guy that is pretty fucking hard to finish. I know Kopp obviously knocked him out, and he got knocked out earlier in his career, but that's it, really. So he's got a pretty good chin, and I think he's probably the better grappler here. Obviously, I think he's got the more experience. I talked about I think the cardio will be in his favor, too. Van's going to have to put him out early, probably, I think. Van's a good prospect. It's possible he could pull it off, but I favor Zhalgas to get the win as the pick anyways. Zhalgas by decision, that's my pick. What do you think?
Me as well, pretty much. I feel like Josh Van is a pretty good prospect. He was supposed to be on Contender Series. Yeah, man, I feel the same way as you. I think like Zhalgas has fought good opposition. And he's been, how do you say that? He got screwed in some of his fights, and that's why he has such a bad record. Yeah, that's why he's got such a bad record in the UFC. But I think he's solid, man. And yeah, I feel like he's going to win here, man. I think how is Josh Van is, like I said, a good prospect. I'm not going to pick against Zhalgas here, man. I feel like he's probably going to win a decision this time, if he doesn't get screwed. But
watch him lose a split. Oh man.
Oh
actually,
man,
it'd be interesting to see the odds on Van by split. It'd be interesting just to see them. Maybe it's like plus 2,000. I mean, maybe it's put them $5 on her. So I don't know. Imagine it happens again. It's possible.
It's crazy,
He should
man.
win
If it
this
happens
fight.
again, he should definitely win this fight, man. He should definitely.
I agree with Glenn though. He has been cutting a lot of weight lately. This is his third weight cut, and the card got switched a week. I hope he's okay. I mean, I don't think he's one of the bigger flyweights anyways, but that's something to worry about. If he gets screwed, does he get cut? I mean, I hope not, but I would imagine if he loses and goes to 1-6, even if it's a bad decision, he'd probably get cut. Because then it'd just be like, okay, dude, like you have to finish your fights. You can't just go to decision and take a gamble. But yeah, I mean, he got screwed a couple of times. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, Marcel. One of our favorites here in the podcast, Tabitha.
Adam,
you have a thought?
You should check Topology, his profile from Zolgis.
You changed August? You changed the picture?
Yeah, you should check.
Let's take a look. Oh, it changed it. He changed it. That's awesome. What do you guys use for the pictures there? Like whatever, or like do you have a?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Fair enough. If you guys take a look at Tapology, the picture's been changed. Someone requested it. Marcel obviously works for them, so nice job, man. Because that's what the picture should be, because that's what it looks like now. All right, let's get to the next fight here. Like I said, we got Tabitha Ricci against Jillian Robertson, women's strawweight bout. Marcel, one of our favorites, I think, Tabitha Ricci, man. Just one of our favorites on the podcast against a really good fighter, Jillian Robertson, one of the best submission artists in the women's MMA history in the UFC. I mean, the amount of submission wins she has is insane. Odds for this fight: Tabitha Ricci minus 130, Jillian Robertson plus 110. Marcel, I'm not going against her girl Tabitha. I can't go against her, man. No, I like the fight for her because here's the thing: like, I get it. Robertson, at strawweight, big, strong. I get it, but Tabitha Ricci also obviously high level on the ground. Like, I don't see her getting submitted in this fight. So, what? Jillian Robertson gonna out wrestle her? Maybe because she's the bigger fighter, but I don't know. Like, Tabitha's really strong physically. She's out wrestled her opponent. She's looked outstanding in the UFC, other than the road fight, which up a weight class at 125. It's a huge fighter there with big power. This is a completely different fight. You have two grapplers against each other. I get it. Robertson very good in the ground. We saw the last fight, very impressive, man. But she's been out wrestled herself. She's been finished before. And I looked at her record, and in fights that inside the distance, yeah, it heavily favors Robertson. But the fights that go the distance, she typically loses. She's 2-5 all time in fights that go the distance, and that's where I project this fight going. I think it goes over the rounds. First off, a lot of Robertson's fights end early. I don't think this fight ends inside the distance. So I think it goes the distance. I think they're going to cancel each other out. Tabitha's going to be not the bigger fighter, but the stronger overall fighter in top position. Get more takedowns and grind out a decision. I don't think it's going to be the most exciting fight, even though it could be because their jiu-jitsu is both good. But I feel it's going to be kind of like a grapple fest, and Tabitha wins the decision here. So I like her here, man. At minus 130, I think she wins the fight. What do you think?
I'm with you. I think Tabitha is really good. You only saw her not good against Mano Fiorot, and that was a short notice fight at the weight class up. Overall, she's been looking really good in the UFC. She's ranked as well right now. Jillian is not. Although Jillian just came into the division, right? She won against Piera Rodriguez, which was a submission win, which was kind of controversial, I remember, but still a win. Yeah, fun matchup, man. I'm taking Ricci here as well. I wouldn't be even surprised if she gets a submission win, man, even against Jillian. But man, I'm going with the safe one. I'm picking a decision here for Tabitha Ricci.
Yeah, that's what I think happens too. Just some comments here. You guys think Jillian will break in the top 10, 5 rank? I only know if she's in the top 15 right now. She probably should be, but she's moved divisions, right? Yeah, she's a great submission artist. There's no doubt. I just think Tabitha is going to be able to export the submission attempts, and she's not much better than Piera Rodriguez. I see Tabitha training on daily basis here at Paragon and Ventura. She's not losing this fight. I agree, man. I think Victor, you're right. I think she wins. So we got a few people in the chat like Jillian. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know. I like Tabitha here. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got a really interesting fight in the UFC lightweight division as Mateusz Rebecki takes on Loik Radzhabov. And I listened to, on UFC media site, you can hear like the pronunciations. Now I have access to it, right? So listen to this guy's pronunciation. It's Loik Radzhabov, even though it says Radzhabov, it's Radzhabov. So got that one, Marcel, out of the way. And then Mateusz Rebecki. Great fight, though, I think. This is going to be a really good fight. I was super impressed by Loik's UFC debut. Mm-hmm. The odds for this fight are... Where is it? Okay, minus 150 on the Polish fighter, Rebecki, and then plus 130 on Loic. I'll let you start this one off, Marcel. I think it's going to be a great fight. What do you think?
It's definitely a very competitive fight. You know, if it's going to be a great fight, I'm not sure, but it's very competitive. Yeah, Rebetsky. Gotta be honest, man. He's now 1-0 in the UFC. He came from the Contender Series, but I wasn't impressed, dude, against Nick Fiore. He got the win there. He didn't got in any trouble, but I wasn't impressed. Loic Radzhabov, I was actually impressed with Loic's fight. You know, he looked really good against Esteban Ribovic, but he also almost got finished in that fight at the same time as well later in the third round. You know, so. It's difficult, man. Do I go for Loic or do I go for Mateusz? I think it's super close. I see another split. I see a split decision here somehow. If I look at the third round last time, I got in favor of Rebecki, man. I don't know, but at the same time, I think Radzhabov is a more talented fighter, man. Radzhabov wins the first 2 rounds. I'd say Rebecki with the third, going with Radzhabov.
There you go.
Super close.
Yeah, it's competitive, and the odds are showing that. I really like this fight though, because like again, Radzhabov's debut was that fight should have won fight of the night with Ribovic.
Yeah.
Dana White wasn't there. He
yeah, of course he wasn't.
It's not fair, you know. Like it really isn't. Like guys put a great fight on, but the president's late to the event, so he doesn't include it in his picks. Anyways, yeah, you know what, Rebetsky, Marcel, it wasn't the most impressive debut, right? It really wasn't. I don't think. I thought he looked great in Contender. He's looked great, obviously, coming over from Europe. All those fights were impressive. Competition wasn't great, but still, you know, there's the talent's here. The talent is here. This guy is super dangerous. But Loic, obviously, you know, Killcliff, you know I love that gym too, guys. Really good grappler. Lot of experience against really good competition. She's fought the much better competition, in my opinion, as well. Ooh, this is a tough one, isn't it, Marcel? It's a tough one, right? It's a tricky one. It's a fucking tricky one. It's tricky. It's just that Rebetsky's won like 15 straight fights like that, or 14 straight. That is so much momentum. It really is. And I like betting on momentum MMA, or picking it, I should say. This case, I don't think I can bet it because honestly, I like Radzhabov. I think he's a good fighter, and I really respected that debut, man. It was an awesome fight, and I think he took it on short notice too. Yeah, even though he was obviously a big favorite, but still, it was impressive. The experience, like there's a lot going for him, so I actually don't blame Marcel. I think there's a good chance he pulls off the decision here. But at the same time, it's hard to pick against this huge win streak. So I'll go with Rebetsky. I think it's gonna be a competitive fight. I'll go with him by decision, but this is gonna be a fight I just watch and enjoy. Let's get some comments here. Yeah, I agree. It's a good fight. Sleeper fight. Yep, I agree. Yeah, they do push a crazy pace. Because likes Loic. I feel like Loic has a higher ceiling, but Rebetsky is a bad style. Could be. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, we got another prelim fight here, Marcel. This one is in the welterweight division as Wellington Turman drops down in weight class, Marcel, to take on Randy Brown. And the odds for this one have Randy Brown, excuse me, minus 245 favorite, and the Wellington plus 205 underdog. But what do you think, man? Because when I initially looked at the fight, I'm like, oh, Brown wins easily. And then I just clued in that, oh, yeah, this is at a different weight class. This guy's dropping down in weight. And, you know, Randy's been taken down, submitted before. And this guy's a really good wrestler. The bad chin, that's the problem, right? And he's dropping down in weight. So I don't know. Like, how do you see the fight playing out? I think it's an interesting fight, to be honest.
I saw Turman. I checked Sean Strickland's clip where he was like with Alex Pereira, you know, and Turman is there as well, and I barely recognized him.
Wow.
He looked pretty skinny there. Yeah. You know, Turman is too much of a liability to me, you know. He's like he's not consistent, you know what I mean? He's not bad, but he's not consistent. Randy Brown, same, but Randy Brown pretty much only loses to the guys I expect him to lose against, you know what I mean? And I honestly don't expect Randy Brown to lose against Turman here. I think Randy Brown is pretty good. He's a long welterweight. I pick Randy Brown any day in this fight, dude. He wins this fight, decision. I don't think he gets a finish, but I pick him any day in this fight.
I'm picking him too, but like I have a little bit of worry here for some reason, guys. Like something is telling me like that this guy could take him down. I just looked at his Instagram, by the way. I mean, he's in great shape, man. He is skinny and he's bald now, but like, you know, man, he's training with those guys like at Glover's camp. You know, and you look at his career, Marcel. He's fought some pretty good competition, right? I still don't like the chin though. It still bothers me because some of those knockouts, it's like kind of surprising the way they happened. And then Brown's such a good striker. And, you know, again, my initial instinct's Brown, right? But I don't know if I want to lay the minus 250 on him this week. I don't know if I want to. I like Brown when he's like a pick and price. Like when he fought like Chaos Williams, he was like, you know, pick and price. I love that. You know, that's a great spot for a guy like Brown. Such a big favor here. Again, he should win the fight. He's the far superior striker, I mean, in my opinion, and he fights long, right? But again, the grappling worries me, Marcel, because he's got submitted his last fight, been submitted a few times, got taken down a bunch. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna pass on the bet, but I'll pick Randy Brown by decision. Actually, I think he could knock him out. Actually, I'll take him by knockout or decision. I think the reach might be problematic. Yeah, I agree. Randy's a good fighter. He's an underrated guy. Topic Chris Dawkins slimmed down ridiculously. I think he could make middleweight. I mean, that's interesting. Like, good for him to lose all that weight, man, because he had some success and he was kind of, he got the fat around his stomach and he was still like knocking guys out at heavyweight, which was the heavyweight division's like at the bottom level, but still he had some nice wins. All right, next fight here, guys. This is the final prelim. Neil Magny taking on Phil Rowe. I really feel like this fight should have been on the main card. Neil Magny on the prelims, he's a veteran. He deserved that you know, in my opinion, main card treatment against Phil Rowe, who's been on a roll. Anyways, odds for this one, Marcel. Neil Magny's favored. He is minus 165, plus 140 Phil Rowe. Who are you picking in this one, man?
You go first.
Okay, so this is an interesting fight. I mean, I'll be honest, like at first I was thinking about Phil Rowe as a dog. That's what I was thinking because he's got such big power. I've been picking him as a dog. I've been picking all his fights, I think, the last couple, and he's been knocking guys out, and he's looked great. He's looked outstanding. But I still think there's a hole at the grappling. We saw that against Ryan Costey in that first round before he gassed, and then against even Jason Witt took him down, right? So there's a hole in the grappling, I think. Neil Magny's got, I think, a big advantage in the grappling, and that's why I have to pick him here still in the fight, even though I think he's on the decline now. Even though I think, you know, he's chinny a little bit and he could get dropped. He's still a veteran with so much experience, fought so many guys. He's 37 fights compared to 13, and again fought, you know, title challengers, former champions. I think he's on a decline. I'll be looking to fade him at some point, but this isn't a fight. I don't think. I think he's going to take down Phil Rowe and just out grapple him, maybe get a submission, but at the very least just win a decision here, and that's the Neil Magny special by decision, right? So you might be able to get Neil Magny by decision at like even money. I mean, that's what he's been doing his whole career. It could be a good bet. So Magny by either decision or maybe submits Phil Rowe, but I think he wins. I have to go with that experience, man. What do you think?
Grappling is the way in this fight for Magny, man. I think Phil Rowe's stand-up is pretty decent, you know, and that's the way he could catch Magny. I have to drink something.
It's okay. Yeah, I agree with Marcel, though. It's true.
Man.
Oh,
yeah. I'm still feeling bad. What the hell? Yeah, long story short, I'm picking Magny. I think he wins. Can he submit him? Maybe, but I think he wins a decision.
Yeah, I agree. So a couple comments here. Magny beats Rowe. Magny's one of the worst matchups. Could catch him. Agreed. Magny's a step down for Rowe. Step up for Rowe. Excuse me. Yes, absolutely. Magny's still a good fighter, guys. Don't write him off. I mean, listen, he lost to Burns. He lost to, you know, Shavkat. Like, he's still good. He beat the Dan Rodriguez fight. Showed me he's still good. Like, he controlled him and then dominated him on the ground and submitted him. Like, he's still a good fighter. You know, again, he's a little bit chinny. He could get caught. You never know. But yeah, I think he wins the fight. And I think there could be value on him here. You know, he's only a small favorite, and there's a lot of things that go in his favor, right? Phil Rowe's got a puncher's chance for sure, but Magny should be the better fighter here. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, Marcel. This opens up the main card, guys, and this is a fun one. We got Brendan Allen taking on Bruno Silva at middleweight. Great fight. Awesome fight. Brendan Allen minus 175. Bruno Silva plus 150. Striker grappler. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced on this one, to be honest. You know, Bruno Silva got a puncher's chance in this fight. I think if Brendan Allen is smart, he gets it to the ground as soon as possible, and I think he will. I feel like Brendan Allen is really coming into himself. You know, he's really getting the thing going. That he was always like the guy who is coming up, who is a talent, but is still a talent. You know, for a very long time he was still a talent, but he showed against Muniz, man, that he is really got like grown in his own game, in my opinion. Um, I'm taking Allen. I'm taking him with a submission win in the second round.
Yeah, I'm picking him too, but again, Bruno Silva's man got crazy power. Could put his lights out, man. I mean, even though I think the stoppage is a bit quick, Ben Tavares still dropped a guy that has like an iron chin. I get it, like that guy's taking a lot of damage too, but still very impressive. And the other wins were all by brutal knockout. But again, the grappling is a concern. Got submitted by Mearshart, got dropped and then submitted. Cardio's a bit of a concern as well. I think he's a pretty good fighter, man. I definitely give him a puncher's chance in this fight. But Brendan Allen, like you said, Marcel's looked outstanding lately with the ground game, especially. Like for me, it's like that Manuz fight because it was just so impressive against a guy who's really a grappler, and he just completely outgrappled her. And I have to pick him, but I'm just saying, like, I think the other guy's got a puncher's chance. So Brendan Allen's both his losses are by knockout in the UFC, right? He's his chin. He's not the most durable guy, but again, I can't count on his chin being there or not. But I can count on him grappling, and I do think he'll be able to get Bruno down. And again, Bruno's takedown defense 71%. It's not great, It's not good enough, I don't think. So Brendan Allen, what are you saying? Third round submission, Marcel? Second, third round? Is that what you're thinking?
Second round submission, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I'm thinking too. So I'll take it. Craig, what's up, man? Glad to have you in the chat. It's a guy from James's Discord. James Lynch Discord, from the Patreon. If you guys aren't in that, join it. It's a lot of fun to talk about fights, but a lot of you guys are anyways. Yes, he's only 27. Actually, I would like to see him rematch Strickland because if I'm not mistaken, it was short notice. Right? Wasn't it short notice? I can't remember. For Sean, wasn't it?
I'm not sure anymore, dude.
Too long ago. People like to fade out because he didn't look great against the fight with Albie. Well, he did finish him, but you're right. He didn't look great. Let me just double check that. I want to see who he was supposed to fight with.
I know the Curtis was short notice, I think, but
it was he was supposed to fight. Oh, he was supposed to fight Ian Heinisch. Heinisch tested positive, and Sean Strickland filled it on short notice.
Where's Ian Heinisch?
I don't know. It 195-pound catch weight, so that wasn't even a middleweight fight, but still, it's worth noting, Marcel. Anyways, next fight here, guys. This one's interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting. Fight. David Onama returns to the cage for the first time since the James Krause betting scandal against Gabriel Santos, who's a really good prospect here. Featherweight division. Odds for this one are very interesting too. So right now, do you know what the odds are? I'm just asking you. Do you know what they are?
I would say that Gabriel Santos is the slight favorite, I would think.
Yeah, so Onama opened as the favorite, Marcel, like minus 240 or something like that. Now it's basically flipped. Now it's minus 230 Santos, plus 195 Onama. So the odds went like this. What do you think about that, though? So you said you'd be favored, so I guess you're going to pick him to win the fight, or what do you think?
Yeah.
Man? Okay.
If you look at Onama's a fun fighter, don't get me wrong, but man, that Landwehr fight, that was a super fun fight, but I don't know, man. He's like the guy who I really think a lot of, I think he's really good, but at the same time, I remember his cardio didn't really hold up, Santos, I really like Santos' performance on short notice against Lerone Murphy last time out. I actually thought he should have won the fight. To be really honest, I don't know how you think about it, but I think he should have won.
Yes, I thought I scored the fight for him against Lerone Murphy, who I think got a little bit lucky there with that decision personally. But
yeah, and he's a spectacular fighter if you see him fight. He's a fun fighter to watch. He's still super young. Dude, I'm picking Gabriel Santos, man. Not even picking with a finish. I think he finishes Onama second round TKO or something. I'm picking Santos here.
Yeah. So my initial thought was Onama, right, as a huge dog, because I think the odds they're a little wide in my opinion, but I still, Marcel, I went back and rewatched the Murphy fight. This guy's fucking legit. Man, he's good. He's really, and Onama's a good striker, right? But the ground game is a little questionable, as we've seen. He can get taken down, and the cardio I think is a little bit of a concern too. Whereas I know Santos, man, he's going to come hard for those 3 rounds. I do like Onama. I kind of feel like the whole thing with Krause and having, I don't even know what camp he's at, by the way, because I can't. His Instagram is nothing.
I think he's at Factory X, but I'm not sure.
Well, that's a good move for him. I don't see anything on his Instagram, or it says Factory X now. My apologies. It does say that. I was looking at the pictures, though. Okay, so you're right. Factory X, I mean, that's a good move for him, I think, right? Like, that's a good gym and elevation. But it's a striking-based gym again, right? Striking-based gym. It's not a grappling-based gym. I think Santos takes him down. I think, this guy is proven Onama that he's defense submissions and stuff. So I think it goes to 3, but Santos wins. And again, although I do feel the odds are a little bit heavy, he is the better fighter, I think, overall, and he should win this fight. He's a good prospect, man. Very interesting prospect. A couple comments here. Being Santos, even I'll be. Oh yeah, Bruno. Yeah. Well, Santos got robbed against Murphy, and Onama's a lot of skill than Murphy. But Onama's power. Yeah, he's got a chance to talk about. No, Glory. Glory's not.
Glory MMA and Fitness.
It's not a gym anymore, though.
No, but he maybe he thought he was talking about Glory Kickboxing, but talking about the gym.
Oh no, we're talking about the old gym that James Cross ran. It's not a gym anymore, right? All the guys left. Onama has that dog in him. He does. He's gonna fight for your money too. But I like Santos. I think he's the better fighter, man. I think he's the more skilled fighter, more overall, better grappler, and that's obviously huge. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got the heavyweight special, Marcel, on the main card. 2 unranked heavyweights as Justin Tafa takes on Austin Lane. The fight was supposed to be in the prelims. They moved it up. Right now, Justin Tafa minus 170, Austin Lane plus 145. Say right now, I'm picking Justin Tafa to knock out Austin Lane in the first round. I just think the striking is in his favor. I think he's got the better chin as well. Austin Lane's got a nice win streak going. He's a big dude for this division, but I can't get that Greg Hardy fight on my head, man. He's also an older guy. A lot older. I think Tafa is just way more skilled. Even though, this guy's a big dude with power. He's obviously got a puncher's chance based on his alone. I think Tafa is way more skilled with the technical striking. I think he catches him with like a counter coming in, knocks him out in the first round. That's my pick. Tafa by knockout. You?
It's super disrespectful that Austin Lane gets like the A side of this fight. It doesn't make sense. I understand why, because he was like a defensive end for the Jacksonville Jaguars or something. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, what has that to do with it? Justin Tafa has been in the UFC for some time. Austin Lane making his debut. Why is he's the A side? He's gonna get knocked out, man.
Yep.
Justin Tafa, first round knockout for me as well, man. I'd be.
Yep.
I mean, this is like. And no disrespect to the guy, it was kind of a low-level heavyweight fight, and Justin Tafa got the power to knock him out. So I'm going with Tafa here.
Yeah, what? You're right. He did play for the Jaguars, and like they're in Jacksonville. It just makes sense to put him like in a prominent spot. But you're right. It's like disrespectful because this guy has like no fights in the UFC, and he got knocked out Greg Hardy on Contender.
It's what they did with Braxton Smith against Parker Porter, where Parker Porter also was like the blue corner. I don't understand these things.
Braxton Smith, who's not in the UFC anymore. A couple other comments here. Yeah. A lot of favorites in the card. I agree. Speaking of Crouch, do you guys think will happen in jail time? I have no idea. Picking Lane by knockout. Last time Tafa fought someone that lost to Hardy, got face planted. Yeah. He's got a puncher's chance, dude. He's a huge heavyweight. Of course he's got a puncher's chance. But quick toilet break then for this fight. I think it's gonna be a knockout here. I think Glenn, but it's not man, imagine how ugly this fight would get if it went to the third round. It would just be like it won't get there though. They won't have the gas. They won't. Lane won't have the gas. I don't think. I agree with this. Tafa knocks him out. Tafa wins. All right, next fight here, guys. We got co-main event: Marcel Macy Barber taking on Amanda Ribas, and the odds for this one have Amanda Ribas, another one of our favorites here, Marcel, by the way, in the podcast. Amanda minus 200, plus 170 on Macy. What do you think about this one? Because honestly, I feel like it's competitive, man. Barber is been better than I've thought lately, like winning these fights that I don't think she should win the scorecards, but the judges like her style for whatever reason, and hasn't been like super impressive, but she is a big, strong girl. Like, can she just press Ribas against the fence? I don't know. What do you think, man?
For real, dude, if she wins another split decision, suck my dick, dude. I mean, what the hell? It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, but it's like I don't see it happening, to be honest. I think Amanda Ribas is overall a better fighter. Definitely, where Barber is normally good on the ground, I think Ribas is better. You know what I mean? Stand up, yeah. I think Ribas still has a learning curve there. I think Barber maybe is a little bit better there. I'm not sure even. But nah, man, I pick Ribas here. I'm not going to pick Barber. I think Ribas wins the decision by being better on the ground. Yeah.
I think Ribas should be favored here slightly. I have her like a minus 150 favorite. I minus 200. I can't get there myself because I feel like it's going to be really competitive. I think it does hit the scorecards. I know how bad the judges are in Florida too. They're not good. So I see this as a really competitive fight. And honestly, like Barber doesn't match up that badly with Ribas. It's a win-win for the UFC, right? Either Hebus wins, and she's obviously marketable, and so is Barber. So it's a good matchup. Hebus, I think has shown like some evolution with the striking, right? We've seen that. It's getting better. But I still feel like she's been dropped a few times, Marcel. I don't trust her chin completely, so I have some like doubts about her a little bit. But again, she should be the better grappler. She should be able to get this fight to the ground at some point. Win minutes with control, and even on the feet, like you said, hang. So. Yeah, close fight. I think Hebus by decision, but I think Barber's got a chance, guys. I'm going to stay away from this one. It might happen, dude. It could happen with Barber winning another decision. The judges love her so much. Even Ivan Romanov. Oh, yeah, they're ranked in their first fight. That's funny. Don't think it's top 5 material, but I do think she can beat someone like Barber. Probably. We'll see what happens. All right, last fight, or the main event, excuse me, it's Ilia Topuria taking on Josh Emmett, featherweight fight, 5 rounds. Man, what a great fight. Awesome matchup, but there's a reason why Topuria is favored here, Marcel. Minus 320, plus 265 Josh Emmett. Topuria is going to win this fight. This is a great matchup for him, I think, man. Catching Josh Emmett at such a great time in his career, Marcel. Josh Emmett's 38, dude. He's getting up there in age. Topuria, 26. Huge power. Great ground game submissions. I think he finishes him, man. I really do. I'm convinced he finishes him. And I know you're picking Topuria by finish too. So I'm going to ask you. I'm going to take submission. You taking the submission or knockout? What are you picking?
Ilya drops Emmett and submits him in the first round. That's what I think.
Same pick. Ilya by submission. Like, I have no doubt he wins this fight. I'm going to be shocked, guys. Actually, this one will shock me. I'd be very, very shocked if Josh Emmett won this fight this stage of his career. And I know you would too, eh? You feel the same way, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
and then you see it will happen probably.
Josh gets what drops him and knocks him out or something. Yeah, I just think again he's just catching at a good time. We just saw him get submitted. Again, Josh has crazy power though,
And Ilya's submission game is like much better than Jair's, in my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, and you cannot do MMA, Matt. I know, but yeah, I'm also on Topuria. We both are super high on Topuria here. So yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I'm glad he didn't stay at lightweight. I mean, that would have been just such a bad decision. So yeah, he's gonna win for sure. Banger. Yeah, I feel like that was the easiest fight to break down almost. Like I'd be very surprised, guys, if Emmett won. He's got power, but the takedown defense isn't good really, and Topuria just got great overall skills. He wins for sure.
That's true what Glenn says, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. I just looked at his stats too. I mean, he had 6 straight fights with a knockdown or something. Like he's got crazy power. But again, I think like that Kattar fight, very, very competitive. Most people thought he lost though. And then Rodriguez, again, landed a good punch, but on the ground, Marcel, he got pretty schooled there. So yeah, if Emmett knocked him the fuck out, it's possible. But again, at age 38, I don't know. Are we going to see 2 fighters with like a 10-year age gap winning the main events back to back? I don't see that happening either. With Cannonier and then here with Emmett, I don't see it happening. I think this is a setup fight, man. This is a setup for the UFC. Does Topuria get the winner of Volkan fight? Yeah, maybe if he knocks him out, it's possible. Right? Or submits him, very possible. Would you pick between Yair and Ilya? I would honestly.
Yeah.
I would right now too, but we'll see how the fight goes. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, but right now I would pick Ilya. I'm sorry.
The books don't want to give out free money in Ilya. I don't want to say it's free money, but like, I think the odds are fair, man. Personally, like I think he should be even a 4-1 favorite here. Personally, I think Topuria plays Emmett's game better. Wouldn't be surprised if Emmett KOs him. Maybe possible. Marcel, you there? Your camera's not working, bud.
Yeah, my camera is acting like a bitch, but I don't know what's up. Maybe it's
someone's asking who Yair's manager is. Does he even have a manager, or is he doing it himself? I can't remember.
I don't know. I think it's Upgrade MMA, Upgrade MG or something.
All right, cool. All right, anything else for UFC Jacksonville? Or are you good?
I'm good. Do you see me? Or don't you?
No, I don't see you. That's okay. Don't worry. We're almost done the podcast. Just want to get your quick thoughts on PFL, guys. We'll just do really quick PFL. You there? Okay, I can see you now. All right.
Can you see me now? Can you see me now?
I can. All right, let's pull up PFL. We'll do this really fast, guys. Give you guys some bonus content here. Hope you guys enjoyed the UFC Jacksonville preview. Let's see how it goes. Again, I think most of the favorites win, but a couple dogs are going to bark. All right, Olivier Aubin Mercier against Anthony Romero. Mercier wins. He's a big favorite. He wins. I know you're picking him too.
Oh, this is like hardcore porn for you, right? Canadian against
dude. It's like they shouldn't do this, man. Like this is just like you have two you have Bruno's a prospect.
Do you get a stiffy when that happens? I'm just kidding. I think OAM as well.
Yeah, like Johan Linus against Mike Malott. That was Canadian violence there. Sadibou against Shane Mitchell. Sadibou wins this fight, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Shane Burgos wins this. This is a setup fight. Shane
You
wins.
don't even have to ask me. Yeah.
Magomed beats Tawada, finishes him probably.
Yeah.
Umalatov wins, right? Well, this guy's undefeated
yeah.
too. Who is this guy? Nabe Lopez. Who is this dude?
Najib Lopez. I have
He's
no
undefeated.
idea.
Okay, Lux Fight League. That's a pretty good promotion. He has a couple notable wins. Not really. Nothing crazy. Yeah. That's interesting, though. Umalatov should win. Clay Collard should win, right?
Against Stevie Ray, yes.
How about this one? Carlos Liel against Delano Taylor.
Delano Taylor was in the finale last time,
Yeah.
but I'm taking Leal as well there.
Yeah. Nathan Schultz against
That's a fun one, man.
Why is that so buried on the prelims? This should be main
No
card.
idea. No idea.
I'll take Nathan Schulte by decision. Who picking?
Yeah, Nathan Schultz. Yeah, me as well.
I'll take Alex Martinez here. In this
Yeah,
fight.
same.
Solomon Renfro, I'm going to take in this one. I haven't been
Me too.
impressed by Al Salali. Yeah.
The Underground King. Yeah.
Zurcher, that's the guy that's friend.
Famous King.
Yeah, and then I don't know the guys in the first fight, to be honest. What country is that? What flag is that?
That's Saudi Arabia.
Oh, Saudi Arabia. Oh, okay. What's his name? Abdullah
Al-Qatani.
Who is
That's
this guy?
That's a pretty well-going name. I know a lot of football players named Al-Qatani in Saudi Arabia. So.
Coming in off a loss, though. That's very bizarre they would sign him, right? And then who's this
Yeah.
dude? Is he coming? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a setup fight for the other guy, but anyways, I don't really know these dudes. I'll close that up. All right, Marcel, we'll just get to the last couple comments here, guys. We're going to finish
Sure,
it. I'm talked out. Less than 36 hours until UFC Paris goes on sale. Only one no fight. Any rumors, Marcel? Any rumors? Can you give some rumors on Marcel? I think we know. You know, I'll be honest. Out of full disclosure, me and Marcel do know a few fights coming up, but I can't say them. I've been sworn to secrecy. There's some interesting fights coming up. Can you give the people anything? Though? Can you give them a hint?
We can give a small hint. There is a fight on that card that you absolutely don't expect, and it's pretty high caliber. But that's the only thing I can say.
All I'm going to say is someone switching weight classes. How about that?
Yeah.
I can say that, right?
There's
someone.
Nothing away here.
Yeah, there's someone that's an interesting fighter that's switching weight classes, and I think you guys will like the fight. Just I really want to say it, but I'm not going to because I said I wouldn't, and I'm not going to. But I think that's a good hint, and it gets you guys thinking. All right. Anyways, Marcel, I want to end the podcast, so I'm pretty much done. Is there anything else you want to say, man? Or you're good.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I think it was a fun podcast. You know.
Oh yeah. And thanks for sticking with me with guys with the technical issues there. I apologize for that, but you can't control that sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I think there will definitely people are now asking. Yeah, I think there will be some French fighters on the card. I think Faris Siam wants to be on the card if he after he fights because he got the fight booked against Jai Herbert in London. So he probably wants to be on the card. You got William Gomi will be on the card. Abduragimov is still not signed by the UFC as far as I know, but hopefully he will be. Taylor Lapoulis got signed actually last year to fight on the Paris card, got injured. He's probably be on the card. So, yeah, and I think Ibafov will be on the card as well. So,
you think they'll do the rematch with Courage, or you don't think he'll be ready?
I don't know, maybe. I don't really need to see it again, but hey, if they want to, why not?
Yeah, that's true. It was kind of going in the wrong direction for our pick, which was I think we would have lost that pick, Marcel. To be honest with you, anything else you want to say? Or are you good? Any other questions?
I'm good,
anything else you
man.
want to answer? You're good to go. Yeah, me too. All right, guys. I appreciate you ever tuning in. We'll be back next Monday. Talk about UFC Jacksonville recap, and then we'll preview the UFC Fight Night Magomedov and Strickland card. Talk to you guys later, and have a great week, everyone. Peace. Enjoy the fights.